Good evening. The most important diplomatic meeting of this war has just ended, and it ended in failure. After 21 grueling hours of face-to-face negotiations in Islamabad, Pakistan, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi walked away from the table with nothing signed, nothing agreed, and the entire ceasefire now hanging on a knife's edge. 21 hours. That's almost a full day of closed-door talks, multiple rounds of discussions, multiple phone calls between Vance and President Trump, and at the end of it all, Vance stepped before the cameras and delivered 3 words that shook the region. No deal reached. He put it plainly. The talks were serious, the discussions were real, but when it came to crossing the finish line, Iran refused to accept Washington's terms. Vance made no effort to hide his frustration. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that America made its red lines crystal clear, what it would accept, what it would never accept, and Iran, after hearing all of it, said no. Now, what were they actually fighting over at that table? 2 things dominated every hour of those 21 hours. First, nuclear weapons. Iran's nuclear program has been the central bone of contention between Washington and Tehran for over 2 decades. Despite Trump previously claiming Iran's nuclear sites had been completely destroyed, the question of enrichment of future capability refuses to go away. Second, the Strait of Hormuz, that narrow waterway through which 1/5 of the world's oil flows. Iran has used control of the strait as its most powerful bargaining chip throughout this conflict. And here's what's interesting. In the last 24 hours, more ships have quietly started moving through the strait again, not because of any agreement, but apparently on Iran's own terms, almost as if Tehran is signaling, we control this, deal or no deal. What's alarming about Vance's press conference is what he did not say. In almost every failed diplomatic meeting in history, leaders come out and tell the world, here's what we agreed on, here's where we're close, here's what's left to resolve. It gives people hope. It signals that the door isn't completely shut. Vance gave none of that. No areas of progress, no common ground acknowledged, no hint of what comes next. Just, we told them our terms, they said no, we're going home. So what happens now? The ceasefire, brokered by Pakistan just days ago, was already fragile. Israel's continued strikes on Lebanon had already put it under severe stress. Iran had already warned that those strikes were ceasefire violations. And now, with American negotiators boarding planes back to Washington, the question every analyst, every market trader, and every government in the region is asking tonight is the same. Is the ceasefire over? Because if it is, oil markets open tomorrow to chaos, Gulf states go back on maximum alert, and 40-plus days of war that already killed thousands could be about to get much, much worse. J.D. Vance came to Islamabad with a chance to make history, to be the man who stopped a war. Tonight, he boards his flight home, empty-handed. What happens next is not in Washington's hands alone anymore. The clock is ticking, the region is watching, and the world is holding its breath. Stay with us for updates as this story develops.